Murray has ditched his...
Sorry about that. It's looking at my Twitter feed.
Everyone's
going nuts today.
It doesn't matter what I say. I could just be saying anything.
Trying to do a link, Piers.
Could say anything.
But they're waiting for me to address the nation.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then
so do address
Muttley
a grateful nation.
Dastardly first and Muttley second.
Yeah, but everyone loved Muttley.
Would
you ever do it?
Oh God, no.
For that reason?
Yeah, I think my raw sexiness on the dance floor would be too much.
I
mean, think of the headlines.
It's a robot cleaner that cleans the house as you go. Yes. But I heard there's a flaw.
What?
If you do have a dog and it poops while you're out, the robot cleaner does push the poo all over, and you'll come home from work and you've got like a brown Union Jack. You would have thought they'd look into it. I know, but I want one. It's great, but just make sure
you don't have a dog
or you're house trained.
You're not, but that's going to be a problem.
Your dog.
That's not going to be. Well, I started doing Facebook Lives to promote shows I was doing, and Rosie was genuinely just in the background of the Facebook Live heckling.
Oh,
and
love
people
that.
were loving her, and then we turned the camera to both of it, and then it was like, let's do a podcast, and
that's what husband and wives do. I mean, whenever I'm telling one of my stories, which my wife has heard 1,000 times before, I'm so sorry, Judy, but she butts in all the time. So, I'm telling this.
You were seeing the similarities,
Oh, I can totally get the similarities.
Yeah, but interestingly, that gig you just saw there, that was one of the moments where I knew that the podcast was going to be good, actually, because that was Newcastle Arena, sold out. I mentioned Rosie in a setup to a joke that started chanting her name. I had to stop the whole arena.
Oh.
Really? I saw her standing up with a drink.
Can I please sing with him?
Just a minute. Yeah, Tom. Hi, Tom. Yeah, hi, Tom. It's Richard. Yeah. Tom Jones says, "Can he go on the next show?"
Yes.
I genuinely was like, how unprofessional. Mr. Madeley's on his phone. This is disgusting.
Is Donald Trump your president? What, do you consider him your president to start with?
You mean Donald? Are you serious? Believe me. Believe me. I know Chris Tucker. He's a great comedian, great guy. I like him. It's true. I do like him. I met him. I didn't say much, but I said hello. Believe me.
Have you met Donald Trump?
I met Donald Trump. And I said hello to him. He said hello. That's good.
That was it?
It was quick. That was it.
That was it?
He looked at me like, hello.
It's his idea.
Yeah, it was sort of my idea.
So you voluntarily wanted to go away with your dad?
No, I just sort of said it in casual conversation to one of our producers, and they ran with it, and then it sort of creeps up on you, and then it happens, and then you're in the Far East with your dad for like 5 weeks.
Have you ever thought, Chris, if you had 20 seconds to live, what your last joke would be?
My last joke would be, I wouldn't be joking around if I had 20 seconds to live. I'd be like, don't get everything together. Whatever I got left, you can have it. Son. It's serious, man. I wouldn't be joking, Piers.
Surely you'd have to go out with a joke.
Oh, no. I would be like, man, don't drive my Ferrari. I'm going to say stuff like, who's going to be living in my house? Stuff like that. I'm be concerned.
You couldn't even find a single humour valve in that moment.
Well, I guess that is funny. I guess that's...
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I don't even know when I'm...
Jack, what was the most annoying thing about your dad?
Just the worst moment for me was when we just arrived in Bangkok, and he'd never been on a long-haul flight. So he was feeling quite tense, and so the person at the hotel suggested that he get a massage. So he got the massage, but he'd heard quite a lot of stories about massages in Thailand. So he insisted that I sat in on the massage to make sure that no funny business took place. I had to sit and watch my 77-year-old dad get a back rub in a hotel room, eyeballing this masseuse in case, quote, she got carried away. It was one of the weirdest moments of my life. I was like, what has gone wrong that I've ended up in this situation?
What's the worst heckle that you get when you're doing stand-up? Or do people not? Have you got to the point now where people no longer heckle?
No, they try, but they stop real fast. Because they realize, oh, he's pretty good. He's pretty good, because I will talk about him. I will talk about him bad.
Is that the way to do it, is to single them out and then make them the butt of the joke?
Yes, yeah, I will help. They will help the show. They will really make the show.
If I cut both your ears off, how much would they be worth with those diamonds in them?
My ears? Not much.
We've got massive diamonds in them.
These Cuban zirconians.
Are they real?
Yeah, they're real.
So
Piers.
you've got very expensive ears.
Yeah.
You're not worried about somebody wanting to grab them?
No, I only wear them special occasions, places like this.
He's
In
worried
church,
about you
wouldn't
grabbing
wear it-
them.
I wouldn't just wear it for a walk out in the hood. But hey, guys, how you doing? Hey, Chris, you stuck. Come here, let me talk to you. Look, what for? We can talk about this. No, closer. Let me whisper to you. What you doing in the hood with the earrings on? I would.
Not that my mum will want me to say this, but her dishwasher technique is very particular. So if we end up going towards dishwasher and not putting it in the right place, it drives her crazy.
Yeah, but you're portraying her as the villain here. It sounds like you aren't doing it properly.
Well, just fastidious in her approach to these things and ordered.
Why wouldn't you be fastidious about cleanliness around the house? She's trying not to give you food poisoning.
How long does it take you to do, though, John? Because that's my
get it done in a day.
54 minutes to... In a day?
In a day, I can get it
That's the point, though. Anybody can do it perfectly if you take a day to do it.
Yeah.
Do you pre-wash everything before you put it in, John?
You have to pre-wash certain things. Your Weetabix bowls, your porridge, these things that stick like concrete to the side of the bowl. Put the groundwork in. Learn to enjoy it. That's what I say.
It's not so much as a chore as a lifelong passion, isn't it, for you? It's a way of life.
It's a commitment to cleanliness and not making my family ill. I don't see what the big deal is.
Does Lucy enjoy it?
You would have to ask her that on her own terms. She's seen a therapist about the way I deal with the dishwasher, and when she's ready, she'll make her feelings known to the country.
Let me just build up why I have certain feelings towards Mr. Whitehall. So every year I go to a lovely event, the Britannia Awards in Los Angeles, and it celebrates British acting and everything. And twice he's been the speaker at this event, the host. And the first time, his jokes included this one. Piers Morgan said Whitehall, Britain's answer to Donald Trump, if the question America was asking was, I wonder what Donald Trump would be like with less charm. This year, he said that my return to America was about as welcome as the return of Ebola. And when the crowd gasped, he said, I shouldn't really have compared them. Very unfair to Ebola. And then
Are we
this
going to
year
hear
he
from
presents...
Jack Whitehall himself?
I
feel like I've been brought into the headmaster's office.
You shut up for a minute.
So if you're a comedian and you're hosting Christmas, do you have extra special crackers with really funny jokes in that you write yourself?
No, if I had funny jokes, I'd have put them on the DVD. I'm not going to waste them on their crackers. So, yeah, I'll take the ones that they give me for free.
Does it annoy you, though, when one comes out and it makes you laugh? Think, oh, I like that. I wish I'd done that.
Yeah, I mean, it's yet to happen, let's be honest. But when it happens, I'll be ready for it. They're just trying to get together enough to make it to work today.
Oh, they're thinking I might just need one now just to get through the day. So, look, if you'd like to step up to that, this is...
Is this the perfect time?
Well, we're going to find out. So whether the family coming...
See, that's not my fault, that.
What do you mean it's not your fault?
There was
you blame your tools.
There was a splurge there.
Bad workman and all that.
This hasn't had one pulled through the lines, guys. I mean, this is an absolute setup.
So
this is
disaster.
I've been done here.
Let's see if your mind's any better.
There's
one pulled through the pipes there, John.
This is outrageous.
Now, can you do this one any better?
Yours is slightly better.
What is it? What's the issue here, John? What are you blaming now?
Well, this is a very lively keg. This is a very lively keg.
Well, it's lager.
I know, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, to be honest. I feel similar.
And they probably rolled it in about 2 seconds ago to the studio, to be fair.
Now then, here we go. So we have... This is the...
Are you going to drink this?
Well, I'll give it a taste. I've got to see. You've got to sample the wares. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, what is a dutty waste man?
I'm not entirely sure.
You told me that on national TV. What is it?
This is a dirty waste man, Piers.
Do you think it's appropriate to in the current climate of political correctness and being nice about people, is it appropriate to fat shame me on national TV?
No, it's totally unacceptable. But I knew that you got a great sense of humour and you'd take it on your chins. And you did. And I can't help myself. You
can't help yourself.
You are my favourite pantomime villain, and I just...
know that you can go to Piers.
I was like, I know I shouldn't. But every time I just end up talking about you.
But normally...
Maybe I'm obsessed with you.
No, you know what it is? Normally you get a really good laugh. This time what I loved was the delicious silence.
Nothing.
And as it went on and you buried yourself, it got more and more excruciating as you realised that you'd actually crossed a line and that people don't, in this country, in America you got away with it, but in this country they don't like you criticising a national treasure.
But hang on a moment, he criticised you.
a national treasure. You are a regional trinket at best.
Even before we become cyborgs.
We won't because I don't think you can I don't think you can reverse engineer it. Like if you give a robot arm, I don't think we'll ever have the robot arm thing, for example, or like that.
We'll get chips implanted in us, won't we?
Why do you get lost repeatedly and have to be handed into a vet? Is this?
How do you know that?
I'm just saying, is it often we find Susanna and we just want to check and they beep you and then bring you back?
I call my kids.
It's got a tracking device.
That is, honestly, if we could do that to kids, how great would that be?
I know.
We're probably not far off doing that now.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you do have to hold yourself to account and make sure that all the jokes are coming from the right place. And I think there's a general rule of comedy. I think it's Chris Rock, where he says you need to punch up and you need to make sure you're punching up. And as long as you're punching up, that tends to be a comedian coming from the right place.
So don't pick on
people who can't defend themselves.
You know, pick on national treasures like yourself, Piers, rather than
regional
swinging
trinkets.
down. Yeah.
How is your love life at the moment?
I'm not entering. I do not want to be in a newspaper tomorrow, Piers. I do not want headlines. I will not be entering into these games. You like headlines. I dread them. This is not happening. Not.
You love headlines.
No, I don't.
Brave headlines.
No, I don't.
How vulnerable are you feeling right now?
How's that lovely weatherman over there? Because also, like the north of
Can
France
you go close up
region-
on Whitehall's sweating head,
No,
please?
not
Go
sweating.
close up on the sweating head. Let him just sweat it out.
I am a man of complete discretion.
Let the seconds tick down as we examine. Go closer on his head, please.
So
Closer, closer, right in.